Hi, I'm Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to the Escape Podcast. This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Podcast.
Moff Gideon makes his way to the holotable.
What does this spell for the meta? And what exactly does he do for them? We will discuss.
CG is going to be talking to the community again.
When and where, though, we will have the details coming up.
I think you wanted to talk about this next one, Paul.
Yes, our incoming transmission this week is one that many thought would never ever happen, Neil.
Yes, after our brands had butted heads over Capital Gains' handling of a suspected cheater, Bulldog sits down with us to talk about his channel and where it is at and has gone.
We will cover that and the other projects that he's been working on in our third segment.
And then a new episode of Helly and the New debuts in our fourth break.
And the bridge is filled with Patreon's choice and whatever the hell else strikes our fancy.
Remember, if you are watching the live recording, you can add a question too.
All you gotta do is just use some channel points during the live recording.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, the Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero life partner, Paul Anthony. Paul, how are you today?
It's been a interesting week. First week of my new job. Loving it. But you know, it's definitely been a change of pace, if you will.
Changing jobs will always do that to you.
Yeah.
Changing jobs will always do that to you. It's kind of like a mixture of culture shock, and it's like you're so used to this routine, and then all of a sudden you have to get used to a new routine. So yeah, it's different.
Yeah, it's definitely thrown off my sleep and streaming schedule. JJ Manners subbing for his 6th month. Thank you very much, JJ. We needed that. If you noticed down on the bottom of that crawl, you know, not a lot of gift subs flying around.
We're down a few subs.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you, Helenix, for the shiny nickel as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Job changes are different. Trust me. You give it a couple weeks, and you won't think anything of it, mate. You really won't.
First off, I'm going to thank JJ for gifting out another sub. Thank you very much. And 17T-17. Want to thank you very much for being able to watch us for the first time live.
Yes.
Let us know what you think. Thank you, Frankie, for subscribing for 3 months strong.
All right, Frankie.
I'm getting a whole bunch of different I'm getting a whole bunch of different emotes from the Twitch stream thing, but we're not. We are a podcast. I have to get back on the horse for the podcast here. We got an interesting one coming up. So as I alluded to in the, hold on, I'm seeing T-17 been listening to the podcast for nearly 2 years. We've been on the air for nearly 2 years, so you've been listening since the very beginning. This is episode 95, so much appreciation.
Yeah, well done for sticking with it.
Yeah, especially when I end up getting this guy over here.
Frankie coming in with 1,000 biddies. Love you, buddy.
We're one other person doing something crazy from starting a hype train to start the month.
Chew effing chew. Oh, and we've got a raid coming in now.
And Daniel rating the stream. It's an interesting, certainly an interesting start to this month. It is December. A lot of things are going to happen at the end of this month, as we covered last week.
Yeah. Oh, very much looking forward to it. It's an exciting month because we know that there's stuff coming. We just don't know when it's coming. We don't know. We know that there's probably going to be some kind of legendary event involving the Mandalorian characters, and we know that there's going to be the new Rancor raid at some. We just don't know when. That's what makes it so exciting. We don't know when. We know it's gonna happen. We just haven't got a clue when. Ranby, thank you for the sub, buddy. JJ Manners gifted the sub to Ranby. I wasn't looking at chat. I was looking at the camera. I was being professional, Paul.
I know you were.
I know we're a podcast, but I like to look at people when I'm talking to them. It's a Ron Swanson. It's a Ron Swanson.
When I look in this direction, so it works.
I could do that, which means I'm kind of looking at you.
Oh my gosh!
Boulder Doobie subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 4 months. Thank you very much. And the hype train begins.
And they did start a hype train.
The hype train has started. Chew effing chew. There's Dicky Darkside with the sub.
And it's already at level 3.
Already a level 3 hype train. Chew, chew, chew. We do love the choo-choo. Who doesn't love a choo-choo? On the subject of choo-choos, I bought 8 Thomas & Friends tank engines today. I'm reselling them because they cost me like $1. So I bought them to resell. If I had a nephew, they would be a Christmas present. So, choo-choo.
But are you really going to find somebody who wants the Thomas the Tank Engine?
Well, no. These are classic 2002 die-cast Thomas & Friends Thomas the Tank Engine trays. And 100 biddies from Dr. Zeppers. The hype train is strong today.
By the way, Dr. Zeppers says, help me, I need to get out of here. I need an escape pod. Now cast me.
Frankie, no, I bought a Paw Patrol race track. Yeah, this is one of the fun things. One of the things I love about December is you've got Christmas coming up. So you've got all these weird and wonderful and cutesy toys for toddlers coming out, right? And I remember buying toddler toys for my kids. So, what was good like 10 years ago is so different from what's like back then it was, Teletubbies. It was Teletubbies, and they were a nightmare to get. And then I remember it was Buzz Lightyears and Toy Stories, but, Pixar decided not to bother making enough toys for everybody to get. So, yeah, that was nice of them. JG Manners with 100 biddies. Thank you very much, buddy.
Speaking of things tough to get, still, I'm hoping on hope that Sir Boss will be coming through with his ability to find me a Series X.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Oh, we've got a birthday. We have a birthday. Have you seen that in chat? We've got a birthday.
I just saw that, and they were they just followed us after PWW Daniels raid. The only Mary J. Helenix, 25 years old.
Yeah, 25
Helenix,
years
thank
young.
You for highlighting it for me.
Yeah, no, the only Mary J. I've seen her. She's on. She's always watching Gridsy kill people when he does Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, that is where I've seen her before.
Yeah, she's
I love this community.
Yeah,
I
she's
really
she
do.
she's a Gridsy fan. Because have you ever watched Gridsy when he's doing his Call of Duty?
Oh yes.
Oh
yeah.
God,
I mean,
he's so funny to watch because he'll be there chatting away and he'll be animated, then all of a sudden he'll just go silent, and you can see the concentration just fall across his face. It's like, oh no, he's in tournament mode, and then everybody just tries to snap him out of it. It's funny.
Well,
Love the
seen
community.
Me play Fortnite. You've seen me play Fallout 76.
Yeah, but that's just one big long roasting session. And on the subject of Fortnite, did you know apparently they've done Mandalorian skins and stuff on it?
Yes, the Din Djarin, the Mando, is in Fortnite. Thank you for catching how I was going to incorporate this. So they've put Din Djarin in there. You start as his season 1 self, and you gain pieces of Beskar as you play the game.
Interesting. I don't play Fortnite, so but I do like to watch you and roast you.
I never claimed to be good at that.
30 seconds left on the hype train. 45%. Okay, so we've been whittling on for 12 minutes now. We still haven't talked about stuff like, what the show's about, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So
well, we did talk about Star Wars.
We did talk a little bit about Star Wars. The wolf, take my biddies. We will take your biddies, sir. We will take your biddies hard.
Helenix throwing 3 nickels to get us at 50% right before the hype train dies. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, JJ trying at the last second with
oh, he did it. Hype train success.
No.
Am I reading the wrong thing? Am I?
It's just saying that it completed.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Right. Shall we get on with shall we get on with the excitement that is, the badassery that is clearly Moff Gideon?
So you are excited about this?
I know most of the time I don't read the stuff before we do the show, but I read the developer insight.
Thanks for that.
I read the developer insight for Moff Gideon, and oh my God, yeah, we are talking.
Okay, he sounds good on paper, but we've seen a lot of things that sound good on paper.
Yeah, well, he's been tested against GLs and does well against GL teams.
All right. Well, let's get into the developer insight. Again, we're not going to read it exactly verbatim. We are going to touch a little bit on the unit itself. The inspiration, it doesn't matter. We know the inspiration behind it. If you want to read more, you can go to the forums.galaxy-of-heroes.starwars.e. You can go to the forums if you want to and read it all. But we're going to give the first little bit. We're going to paraphrase the kits, and then we're going to give our impressions either in this segment or next segment, depending on how much time we have.
Mm-hmm.
But first off, hello, Hero Table Hollows. Moff Gideon has arrived to impose his will on the Hollow Tables. Once an officer in the ISB, he's now a wielder of the Darksaber and leads Imperial Troopers into battle. So he has an AoE, turn meter manipulation, and he applies both daze and demoralized. We'll get into demoralized when we get into the kit. Use his unrelenting focus and astute battlefield knowledge to lead your squad of Imperial Troopers on the Hollow Tables to bring glory to the Empire, and by unlocking Moff Gideon in an all-new Marquee event. So we got him in Marquee.
Mm-hmm.
This was dropped on Monday. It was dropped on Tuesday. We got it on Wednesday. Or was it Thursday? All the days have blurred together.
Pretty sure it was Wednesday.
We we got this information on Tuesday. We unlocked him on Thursday, and now we're talking about him today.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just going to give you the bullet points here. Moff Gideon is an Empire leader with a very focused synergy with Imperial troopers. Gideon gains insight into the enemy team, unlocking an ability to deal damage and daze the entire enemy side. He carries the dark side into combat, and he has the ability to reset both sides' turn meters to 0 with the aptly named Control the Situation special ability. When Zetaed, will give your side a head start in turn meter gain. I also heard, by the way, Neil, that he has the highest base speed of a non-galactic legend.
Yeah, it's in the 190s.
198 without mods.
Without mods. That's sweet. That is so sweet.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about what next on the kit do you want to talk about?
We haven't got to the kit yet, have we?
Not kit, the developer insight. Sorry.
Well, you know me, I just like to read it and be dramatic.
All
I
right,
like to orate, don't I?
Well, why don't you orate all over the unique abilities?
Gideon is the first unit to care about an enemy unit having the leader tag, and not just be in the leader slot. Enemies with the leader tag can't resist the daze from subversive volley. That's nice. So, bounty hunters are screwed. Enemies with the leader tag taking a turn will give Gideon a stack of insight and give all Imperial troopers a buff to offense for the rest of the encounter. So, tactical deployment, Zeta's ability practically begs you to bring a properly disciplined fire team into battle. 1 tank, 2 support, and 2 attackers. All of them being Imperial troopers as well will give them bonus offense and 1 self-revive per encounter. That I like. The 1 self-revive per encounter. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet.
It's the fact that, it gives it to all units, especially in an Imperial Trooper team.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we'll skip past the inspiration because you said you wanted to skip past that, and we'll move on to strategy tips. So, before you enter a battle, consider how many units on the enemy side have the leader tag. The more leaders, the more the Zeta in Moff Gideon's leader ability will trigger.
So think about this. Think about this. Well, before we go on this one, it's kind of a susceptibility now for each person that has a leader tag.
Yeah.
So,
it has the reverse thing as well. So it's not just a matter of if you're taking them into offense, you've got to take into consideration what the leader abilities of your opponents have. But in attacking this team when it's in defense, you've got to take that into consideration now. You are not going to want to take more than 1 leader into battle against a Moff Gideon. It's as simple as that.
I wonder if this is going to be, and this is where I'm able to break away from Tempsy's saying that we are the best. We're the best reading out loud streamers. We do want to give our insight on this. Phoenix. Is Phoenix going to be good against a low level? What do you call it? Well, against a low level Moff Gideon, is your higher level Phoenix going to do well? Or, has anybody tried that as kind of the counter to Moff?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I'm pretty sure Sabine would want to get her revenge for him having the Darksaber.
Yeah, she would. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe Phoenix, maybe the Phoenix team is the perfect counter because there's only one leader in Phoenix, so you don't have to worry about anything else, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't. But you do not have to worry about Phoenix.
JJ Manor says Ugnaughts the best defense. Only Mary J says this. Turns out Stormtrooper doesn't count how many deaths there have been. He only counts how many team members are still alive. That's true. At the beginning of the turn, the character scans the field and checks how many empty spots there weren't there previously, rather than checking how many deaths have occurred. So the revives don't do anything. So the Zeta isn't suddenly amazing, if you will.
Yeah.
I think they, yeah.
No, I'm quite prepared to take that comment at face value because she has already reliced Moff Gideon, so she's a member of the community that has probably tested this relict character in multiple formats. So yeah, there's only a handful of people that will have, like crackened out on this character straight away. Ranger did, and he got it for less than a couple of $100. Didn't relic it, but he was able to get it.
And by the way, Mary J's a guy.
Oh, Mary J's a guy.
So I get to quote the famous State Farm commercial. Yeah, well, she's a guy.
Yeah, well, she's a guy. I've been told it's wrong to assume one's gender. Because there are millions of them.
I mean, you could get a whole cancel culture going after you if you refuse to identify.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Cancel this.
I'm that's all we're leaving it there on. that we're not getting into that. All right. But Jay, I really, really do hope to see more, and hope you stick around a little bit more and let us know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice to have a little bit of insight from someone who has, prematurely reliced a character that most people are still staring at 3 stars. I personally will be staring at 3 stars for, the next X amount of months. So, yeah, knowing what he is going to be like in 6 months, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Thank you, Ray Rock, for the big sub.
For the 7 months of support. That means so much to us. Like, seriously, so very, very much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the armor shred I think the armor shred's a nice touch as well. The locking armor shred, just like Sabine, just like Zalbar, somebody else. It's nice because if you're in a tough long battle, and you're up against a tank that just keeps regenning health or regenning protection, that you can just keep dumping. You can just keep dumping those armor shreds on that tank until they finally collapse.
Jay says, even though we have 4 GLs, what about General Grievous at R8? You know what? Let's dabble in. Let's take a break from Moff Gideon for just a second and go into that. What about Geonosian Spy, who can beat Rey if modded perfectly? You're getting the exact right turn meter, not turn meter, but turn progression. I mean, you have to dial that in so good and hope that something else doesn't happen. I forget the exact story behind it, but a spy at R8 could one-shot Poe, could one-shot Finn, knocking those out of the park.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are going to be curious to see just what Relic 8 does to a lot of characters.
And what's the way to get Relic 8?
Huh?
And what's the way to get Relic 8?
Well, the way to get Relic 8 doesn't come until at some point this month when the Rancor raid comes.
Is it this month though?
Well, I think this month is a shoo-in. We just don't know when this month.
I'm personally thinking, January, likely February. I don't think that.
I think it's going to be between the 15th and the 20th. I think we're going to get it before the Christmas break.
But it was in a road ahead. It was not in a State of the Galaxy. A road ahead is a 3-month roadmap.
Yeah. I get that. I don't see why EACG would not want to capitalize on lots of people being at home over the Christmas period and throwing an event, because it is going to be a new event. It's a new raid. It's a new event that is going to require a lot of time and a lot of effort, and more than likely a lot of upgrading to characters. Because once the theory crafters get stuck into it and start telling people, right, okay, in order to score high, you need to have this character at this relic, people are going to be looking at that, oh, damn, they're gear 12. All right, fine, I'll relic it, and people will spend to get the crystals, to get the resources, to do the relicking, And there's going to be some fighting. But, those top 10 spots on Heroic Sith for the relic material, that's for sure.
All right. This is what we're going to do. Anything else on the developer insight? I'll read the squad suggestion, and then we're going to go take our first break. We'll come back with the kit reveal and talk about when your theory that we'll get it before the end of the month may very well be true. For Moff Gideon, though, the attackers you choose from two of the following: Death, Snow, or Magma. For me, definitely Snow, and I like Magma over Death Trooper. I think it's more of an AoE in that situation. For the tank, you'll be choosing Shore or Stormtrooper. Who are you choosing there, Neil?
I'll probably go with Stormtrooper. Me, Stormtrooper.
But Shore Trooper has that pre-taunt.
Yeah, but the thing is, Shore Trooper's kind of a vital team member for a GL counter.
Okay, that's very true. So
the last thing you want to do is take your Shore Trooper out of your GL counter team. Especially if you want to keep Moff Gideon for an offensive team.
Okay, so you got Death Trooper and Shore Trooper. With you saying that, I agree. I'm putting Death Trooper and Shore Trooper on the bench right here. And the last spot is Piet, Veers, Stark, or Range Trooper. I like Range.
Yeah, I think Range Trooper would be better because Piet just goes so well with Vader and Palpatine. He does. Piet goes so perfectly with Palpatine and Vader. It's pieces are falling into place. So you can use the Shore Trooper, but at least the Stormtrooper's the option, so you don't have to break up your GL counter. And you've got other options because then you don't have to split up Piet from the Palpatine Vader. They're so it's like, well, and then you can keep your Veers Stark Imperial Troopers team without taking too much away, could you?
So keeping Veers and Stark, Piet under a Veers lead is damn good, just as Jay says. That was going to be my point. Thank you for saying it in chat. Piet with a Veers lead, and thinking that you've got Death Trooper and you have Shore Trooper on that team if you're not putting them there.
You know what? I'll probably defer to more better minds because my Imperial Troopers are not in the best of shape.
All right. Well, you go get them better while we take this break. Coming up after this break, we'll talk about the kit and where CG is going to be talking next, right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Macias, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, Mikaayas 0127. That's Mikaayas number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message, and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Podcastaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Air could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/the Escape Pod to sign up.
The following Guild Classified is brought to you by Doombringer. Do you think Wat Tambor is the only true galactic legend? Do you like to play seriously without the constant stresses of meeting lofty expectations? Does your current home not give you the return on your investment that you seek? Then look no further and join Doombringer of the Techno Union. Doombringer is a friendly and independent, perennially overachieving guild with 280 plus million GP, and it's looking for a few active and engaged members. We boast an impressive 130 and 12 TW record with no micromanagement or sandbagging, while maintaining a relaxed approach across all guild events. Doombringer features lots of experienced players who love to help others work through teams, mods, and strategies to find success in all game modes. If you love to play SWGOH, want to have success and fun, and have a good attitude and a focused roster, then we're a good match. We request 600 tickets per day and a roster with potential. Find our contact info on SWGOH.GG, and we'll chat about your potential future as part of the greatest guild in the galaxy. Would you like to hear your guild featured right here on the Escape Podcast Guild Classifieds? Reach out to us on our Discord server and post in the on-air classified room under the Yavin 4 Network Studios.
I am Andy Beeds, commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion.
And I'm Camp Director Flair of Gaming Embers.
We are the officers of the Chain Gang.
We're a collection of Twitch streamers that like to stream our Grand Arena Championship battles.
In Star Wars Galaxy Heroes,
we feature accounts of all sizes.
From the large accounts, like Fruit Ninja Mike,
to the small accounts like, well, mine.
We have grand arena action for all viewers.
With names like The Llama,
Ran B,
Dr. Zeppers,
Mr. Jigabachi,
Geek Girl 1980,
Rico,
Kate Gaming,
Flair,
Andy Beeds,
and the Escape Podcast's own, The Nev.
We bring you continuous game action every day during the attack phase.
Check us out and ride the raid chain from streamer to streamer with us.
The Chain Gang is proud feature of the Escape Pod Castaways.
See you on the chain, ya hosers.
The Escape Pod Cast.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gents. It's our next segment, and we are going to continue talking Moff Gideon.
Yeah, okay, so we've drafted our big team. We drafted the big team for Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
So we're going snow, magma, storm, and range with Moff Gideon.
Hang on a minute. Moff Gideon, magma, stormtrooper, and then
Magma snowtrooper.
Magma, storm. I've just said the three: Moff, stormtrooper, range trooper, stormtrooper, and then what was the fifth? You said snowtrooper.
Yes,
snowtrooper. Not you wouldn't. You go with snowtrooper. You wouldn't go with death trooper. I'd go with death trooper. And then
I put Death Trooper on the Imperial team.
Oh, see, I'd do the reverse. I would leave Snowtrooper with Veers. I'd leave Snowtrooper with Veers and Stark.
Well, the turn meter gain, 70% turn meter gain is worth it with magma. It's more bang 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 bang.
So you would leave magma on with Veers and Stark?
No, leaving magma. Putting magma with Gideon.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I would do. So Moff Gideon, magma, stormtrooper,
and snowtrooper.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I would do I wouldn't do the snowtrooper. I would do the range trooper and the death trooper with Moff Gideon. I would leave the snowtrooper for Veers and Stark. I would leave the snowtrooper with Veers and Stark.
And Jay is talking more here. Veers, Piet, Stark, magma, and range. Mark magma. Magma gains 70% turn meter.
And I'm guessing that Jay's probably got all of those characters relics. Are you an Empire aficionado, Jay?
Kind of like how Run DMVini is a Sith. By the way, update on our friend Run DMVini. He got a GL.
He got a GL, huh?
Because he was so darn close already with his Empire and Sith.
Yeah.
He just decided to go after Palpatine.
Palpatine, okay.
So our friend Run DMVini got a Palpatine.
Yeah, right. Vader's immunity to turn meter reduction. Yeah, that definitely. That's a definite yes. If, and I'm saying if you need him, if you don't have other Imperials that you need to gear up, because most people have got a minimum Relic 3 Vader. So if your other attackers are all gears 9s and 10s and 11s, then yeah, you're probably going to throw Vader in there to
but if you
get more out of it.
But if you do, you lose something in the process. Let's get to his kit here.
Yeah,
he is Empire, he is Imperial Trooper, and of course he is Dark Side. His basic deals damage to the target enemy, and he gains a stack of insight, which gives him the ability to do subversive volley once he gets to 4 stacks.
Yeah, and it can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented.
Yeah.
Buff immunity will not work.
No, it does not. When you get 4 stacks using subversive volley, what it does is deals damage to all enemies and dazes them for 2 turns. This is not IG-11 specific, where he's shooting at each and every character on the field. His animation is the same across. Why they did it for IG-11 and not for him, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, it's spray. It's to use a military turn of phrase. It's spray and pray.
Yeah. Yeah. The daze can't be resisted by enemies with the leader tag. So you're dazing anybody, not just the leader, anybody with a leader tag. And he loses all stacks of insight and the ability is removed. So his Darksaber does the same thing. They said it in the insight. It does the same thing as Sabine's because that's all we know about it right now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Armor shred, locked, physical damage.
Yep. No, all right. So this was his second special. Control the situation. Call all Imperial troopers to assist. Them doing 30% less damage. Everybody loses 100% turn meter, which can't be resisted. Then when it's zetaed, you get a 25% turn meter head start. Tanks will taunt, attackers gain 50% offense, and support allies gain an extra 100% protection.
That's just so badass. That is, come on, that is seriously badass. That's why I would put Death Trooper in there. That's why I would put Death Trooper in there.
But if you put Snow Trooper in there, he's spraying the area.
Yeah, it's
either AoE or focus shot.
Yeah.
What one am I going after? I'm going after the AoE.
You're going to go after the AoE. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's going to be lots of people reshuffling their squad assignments.
Neil, did you say Amish Red or Armor Shred?
Armor Shred. I didn't say Amish Red. I said Armor Shred. Take the cloth out your ears. I speak only the Queen's English.
Well, see, if you have an American say the word "rise up lights," it sounds like an Australian saying razor blades.
You just said two different things there, and I understood you clear as a.
I know, but write it down. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. This is the fun one. His leader ability. At the start of the battle, if Moff Gideon has exactly one dark side tank ally, 2 dark side attacker allies, and 1 additional dark side support ally, all dark side allies gain 30% max health and max protection. If they're also Imperial Troopers, whenever an enemy uses the leader tag, or with the leader tag uses an ability, allies gain 10% offense stacking. Whenever an ally with the leader tag takes a turn, Gideon gets insight. Imperial Troopers then also gain 40% offense and revive with half health and half protection the first time they're defeated, which includes himself, as we mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to try my weak ass Imperials against chunky, thick bounty hunters. Because I just think it's going to absolutely cream. I really do. I think it's absolutely going to cream bounty hunters. A weak Imperial team with Moff Gideon in the lead. I think it's just going to decimate bounty hunters. It'll be like people. If it does work, let's call it weak. Let's say 9s, 10s, and 11s. Let's, for argument's sake, say 9s, 10s, and 11s. If Imperials if that team, if 1 taunt, 2 attackers, and 2 support, 1 support, 2 attackers, and 1 tank
extra
with
support. You could say 2 support. It's okay.
If gear 9, 10, 11 of that team can destroy gear 12, maybe even a couple of relic bounty hunters in there, then you ain't never going to see bounty hunters on defense ever again in GAC. It's not going to happen. It does.
Bounty hunters all have leader abilities.
Exactly. Every single one of them's got a leader ability. So every single time they go, Moff Gideon's getting his stacks. Your entire squad's getting 10% offense. They're all getting 10% offense. So it's just that is a bonkers leadership. And against bounty hunters, they're all screwed because there isn't a bounty hunter that does not have a leader ability. So a squad of 5 bounty hunters, I can't see them lasting that long at all. It is the end of bounty hunters in that's it. Anybody that puts bounty hunters in defense on GAC, it's an easy one shot. It's going to be an easy one shot.
Here's the terrible thing for me. I passion project after I got my JKL ready ability. I passion project bounty hunters.
Well, now you've got an excuse to keep them for offense. Now you have an
That's
excuse
true.
to
I
keep
do
them
need
for
more
offense.
offense, don't I?
Yes. Learn to use them.
All right. So we've seen all this. We've talked about, where we think he's going to go. But, when we talk about the fact that there may very well be a legendary event coming that's going to require Mando characters, right? Well, let's think about that, Neil. We saw in the anniversary video, which I'm still bitter about because they showed Jedi Knight Luke event footage, but didn't actually didn't actually get Jedi Knight Luke back yet.
No.
But we also saw in that footage,
yes, we did,
Cara Dune, and Mando against 4 stormtroopers.
And I suggested that maybe that was an Easter egg of the upcoming event.
Well, we still need to be able to get Queel, don't we? If that's part of the event, in order to do that one at 7 stars, we need to get Queel.
Well, yeah, but that would just be one of the tiers. There's going to be 7 tiers for the event.
I know that's one of the tiers, part of the event, as I said.
Yeah.
How are we going to get? How did they say we're going to get it? Kind of like a galactic chase with Cantina energy, but we still don't have that, right?
Right.
On the forums, Doja Fett said something about next week that we would know more. So I'm looking forward to covering that next week.
Yeah. Oh, did you cover the unique? The demoralized?
You're right. I did not cover the unique.
No. Well, I'll read it.
We'll cover the unique right now. The demoralized thing. Demoralized as a debuff gives 50%
minus 50% offense, minus
25% critical chance, negative 25% critical damage, which again stops a bounty hunter squad and does not stack with any other debuffs. So it's a non-stacking. It's just flat out, boom, done.
Yeah.
But it will go away if Moff Gideon is defeated.
Yeah.
So, but he does that at the start of each encounter.
Yeah.
It's not going to be game breaking in events. It's not going to be game breaking in territory battles because it's the first turn of each encounter, not, each wave is not a separate encounter. It's the first encounter.
Yeah. But it is going to destroy bounty hunters on defense.
Would you stop telling people that? I don't want them to know that.
Yeah. No, excuse me, it's a public service announcement. We have to, provide that public service. We need to let people know not to put their bounty hunters on defense. All
right.
Anybody that doesn't watch the show, we don't care. Anybody that doesn't listen, they're not going to know. So everybody that does listen and does watch knows not to put their bounty hunters on defense. And when you go in and you see someone and they've put bounty hunters on defense, the GAC, you'll know right away that they don't watch or listen to the show.
Bulldog says each wave is a separate encounter, though, right? No, the encounter is considered the first part. I'm not going to be upset if I'm wrong. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm used to, from what I've experienced in the past, the encounter is the fight or the beginning of the event.
Yeah. So for example, if you were using him for the assault battle, he's going to put it on them at the beginning of each of the 8 waves. So you've got 1 of 8, 2 of 8, 3 of 8, 4 of 8, 5 of 8. So
I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was the opposite, that it's not. So encounter, Wolf is saying encounter is each wave, battle is the entire thing, is what Wolf says, and Tempzel says that he's agreeing with me. So all waves of the battle.
We'll find out when we get the assault battle. That's what's the assault battle that requires Empire?
Okay, but that's is that the
Rebel
Night
Assault?
Sister one? I'm not sure, but Bulldog says go into a light side battle. He'll get a bonus turn each wave. Okay, we'll figure that out. And Bulldog is our guest. He's hanging out early in the Twitch channel. I'm sure he's gonna ream me now. But nonetheless, guys, we do want to bring attention that CG will be speaking to the community next week. We'll have a little bit of a recap on it. I'm not going to be listening to the entire show. I don't do that. I do that after I do this show because I don't want to regurgitate their information. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So I don't want to regurgitate what I hear on another show to you guys. I would like it to be my own thoughts on it. But Galactic War Report next week, scheduled for next Thursday, could come out Friday if it's anything like they've done in the past, where they have to wait for the article to be released. But Galactic War Report, make sure you go check out their show next week. And then after that, on Friday night, come check out our show.
They'll tweet it when they post it. They always do.
Exactly.
If you follow them on Twitter, you'll know when the show goes up because they always tweet. They always post a tweet when they post their show, especially when they've got an interview with CG.
That is true, and we're very excited for Sean. We're very excited for Jay. You know, it's
be nice to see who it is this time as well. Is it going to be Top Hat or is it going to be?
It's Doja.
Crumb? Oh, it is Doja. Oh, right. Well, then there we go. We finally get to hear from Doja. That'd be nice.
Well, we get to hear from both Crumb and Doja at the same time, so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward. I'm going to look for any breaking news, but then I will look forward to listening to it Saturday after this show next week.
Be nice to put a voice to the face.
Exactly.
To put a voice to the face, definitely.
So, Hellenics is saying GWR are good guys. They catch too much flack. I like them. They're Hellenics approved. You know, I agree. I'm glad that we were able to have them on for that. So,
okie dokie. Right. Shall we do the break?
Yeah, Wolf is saying Watt should not get a bonus turn at the start of each wave, as his ability gets a bonus turn at the start of each battle, not at the start of each encounter. Yeah, we will figure this out. You know, I never claimed to be an expert at the language. I just claim to be an expert at territory battle planning.
Yeah. That's why you're a territory battle expert. But you'd be nowhere without your tools. You need your tools.
And my tools, which are SWGOH Sheets, which is linked below on the if you're watching or listening. Those things are very, very fun. Lots of fun things coming out on it as well. They're 25 servers away from having their new bot verified by Discord.
Nice one.
So anyway, one thing that's going to excite one of my guildmates, Shinbi, is that Grand Arena Season 13/14, depending on how you're counting, Neil,
14.
is droids. They're going to be doing everything with droids. HK-47, T3M4, C3PO, R2-D2, VCR, TV, BET, MTV, VH1, all the droids.
IOU.
IOU, exactly.
GTFO.
So for those who will later go, hey, gee, what is this ability going to be? You know, here's the ones that people should worry about. The one that grants a portrait of a Jawa is win a Grand Arena battle using 3 Jawas. So if you're going to duo a team, if you want the Jawa portrait, put 3 Jawas in there as well. Go to town, have fun.
Well, no, I'll just find someone I can do an Utini bomb against.
Well,
Utini!
It has to be a guaranteed Utini bomb because it's win a Grand Arena battle.
Yeah, exactly. So just need to find some weak-ass Geos and go Utini bombing on their butts.
All right. Built loyalty. Win a Grand Arena using 5 faithful droid companions to get IG-11 with the child. Faithful droid companions.
Faithful droid companion.
Is that going to be any droids? Because they didn't didn't give us a list of faithful droid companions.
It's going to be light side, isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's going to be light side. It's going to be light side droids.
So C-3PO, R2-D2,
BB-8, Chupio,
BB-8, and T3M4.
Yeah, T3M4, yeah. Lobot.
Lobot. Is Lobot even listed? Lobot's not listed. Lobot is not considered a droid in this.
That's a shocker. He's got droid bits.
All right. There are 3 titles to go after. Defeat 12 enemy units in Grand Arena with separatist droids.
Oh,
that's going to be easy for me.
That's an easy one, yeah.
Never underestimate a droid to earn beep boop. Win a Grand Arena battle with 3 rebel droids.
Yep, that's another easy one. Just go JTR.
Doing JTR
or
instead go CLS.
Yeah, I'd rather just go JTR.
All right.
The only reason is because I'm gearing her up for JML, so I may as well go JTR, you know?
All right. So this is the one that we need to point out, though.
Okay.
Because this is one that I and Hellenix need to get. The title is Meatbag. And it's win a Grand Arena battle using HK-47 and T3M4.
You know what? So there's a team. There is a team that you could put together that could get you 4 of those feats. You could go GG Nukem, right?
Yep.
You could go a GG Nukem team, right, with HK in the lead, GG, and then you could put BB-8, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Right? Now, as long as you're getting the kills from GG, so let's say, for example, go Night Sisters. Go against Night Sisters with a GG Nukem team and just keep hammering that zombie until you don't need to keep hammering the zombie anymore. Boom! There you go. You've got your feats. Because you've got your HK one, you've got your separatist ones, and you've got your what's the word I'm looking for? What's that one?
T3M4 and HK?
Yeah.
Yeah. And your rebel droids.
And your rebel droids, yeah.
All right. We're running a little bit behind.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you are going to hear last week's story time with the llama. We apologize about that. We wish the llama a speedy recovery. They had an instance where they injured themselves in a cooking accident. Llama will be back. Do not worry. They'll be better than ever. Coming up after this break, the interview that people thought would never happen. Bulldog joins the show. Messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Podawans. It is the llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello, Escape Padawans, and welcome back to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod cast for kids. Now, for those of you catching us live on Twitch or watching the follow-up on YouTube, the video version of Storytime with the Llama will be back soon, I promise. Unfortunately, the hamster that runs my PC is on strike this week, and for the life of me, I cannot get him to work. So, with that being said, let's get into the next episode of the Journey Through the Journey Guide series for the Imperial Chimera capital ship. Now, this event requires 1 Rebel capital ship and 3 Rebel ships. They all must be 7 stars, ability level 7, with 36,000 GP. Now, ships that I suggest you take into this event are going to be Home 1. Obviously, it is the only Rebel capital ship. Ghost, Phantom, and I really suggest you take in Han's Millennium Falcon. Now, when I started the Journey Through the Journey Guide series, I did say that I would be covering the events in the rough order that I think you should complete them in. Last week, we covered Han's Millennium Falcon, and that is because it makes this event so much easier. Now, you can also swap in Cassian's U-Wing for Ghost or Phantom, but Han's Millennium Falcon is a hard requirement for me. There are 7 tiers in this event to take the Chimera to 7 stars. It will unlock at 5 stars with 5-star required characters, so once you have them, I definitely suggest you go in and at least unlock the Chimera. The difficulty in this event is low to medium. Now, like I said before, medium because this event is fairly difficult if you don't have Millennium Falcon. It can be done, but it is a breeze with the Falcon. Now, let's take a closer look at the Chimera itself. It has the Dark Side tag, the Capital Ship tag, and the Empire tag. As far as its abilities go, its basic ability, Calculated Strike. The target ally is called to assist with 50% offense. It's a pretty simple, straightforward attack, and the Capital Ship Chimera will attack plus a target ally. Its first special, Art of War, all allies recover 50% health and gain a buff for 2 turns. That specific buff is based on what kind of ship that ally is. So attackers will gain offense up, supports will gain foresight, and tanks will gain defense up. This attack will also inflict a debuff on enemies for 2 turns as well. Attackers will get offense down, support will get ability block, and tank will get defense down as well. Its second special, Phylon 7 Tractor Beam, deals special damage to all enemies and removes 35% turn meter. It inflicts speed down for 2 turns on any enemies that evaded or resisted that attack. The Chimera's unique ability, Fierce Loyalty. All allies have plus 40% critical damage, which is doubled for Empire allies, and plus 15% critical chance. When an enemy is defeated, all allies gain 10% tenacity, which is stacking until the end of the battle. The reinforcement bonus for the Chimera grants reinforcements critical chance up for 2 turns. Now, the crew ability, which is obviously Grand Admiral Thrawn's ability, will instantly defeat the target enemy and deal damage to all remaining enemies equal to 40% of their max health. It will also dispel debuffs on the target ally and grant them 100% health, 100% protection, and 100% turn meter. It will also increase the cooldowns of all of the abilities for the enemy capital ship except the reinforcement ability. All of those other ones are increased by 1, and that cannot be evaded. Now, this is an excellent capital ship. I personally like it a little bit more than Tarkin, especially as a beginner ship. It works really, really well with Empire characters, and you can throw it on defense with your Empire ships in GAC. This way, it saves Tarkin. If you don't have Malevolence, you can use Tarkin with your other Separatist ships. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more story time with the llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, MIKAYAS 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways Network.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you have got an epic introduction coming up for this week's introduction. Paul, take it away.
All right, so the introduction that people wanted me to say many months ago, back when they thought that because we exposed the fact that it wasn't me, wasn't exactly the cheater. He cheated. We admit that he cheated, but the fact that they were not the cheater that they thought they were. This is the intro you wanted me to give this person. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is just a troublemaker. He doesn't give a crap about the community and is doing it all for himself. You know, he just wants the public limelight, and he will do anything to get it. But you know what? Screw you. He's a good friend to us. He's a wonderful GA Center competitor. He loves to he loves to use the community actually to come together. He's a lot like us, and I don't know why it took us so freaking long to get him on this show. 95 episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Bulldog 1205. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Although if you're going to make me wait 95 episodes, you couldn't just make me wait 5 more and be number 100?
Well, there's one dream guest that I'm aiming for 100.
Yeah,
we'll see
okay.
how it goes.
I can respect that.
There's
one dream guest he
wants. Myself, I need to be number 100.
Nev, you know who it is.
Yeah, I know who he's talking about. I know who he's talking about. I wouldn't be your hetero life partner if I didn't know who you were talking about.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. One way or another, we're going to get that. No, not Jesus or the Queen.
Although Jesus would be a good guest.
Jesus would be a great
guest. No, RN Jesus, not Jesus. Jesus isn't a real person. He's a mad fiction. RN Jesus is real.
Okay. Whoa, Neil. Jeez.
Cancel this. Come on.
Stated by Neil or I do not necessarily reflect the other person's opinion.
It's my opinion.
It's your opinion.
It came out of my mouth. It was my opinion. No. Okay. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
All right. So, Bulldog, why do you like the limelight?
The funny thing is, I've never been accused of liking the limelight until all this stuff started happening. I've always been very camera shy. I get nervous in front of the camera. Except like last week when I started drinking, that helped.
Oh my God, that stream was awesome.
We rated it.
We rated that, and you were like, I've never seen you more relaxed, like ever. I've never seen you more relaxed in a stream than after you'd had a few sherbets.
Hey, I guess it helps.
So will you be continuing on that ilk? You know,
it probably won't be the last one. I don't know. We'll have to see what. I don't know. I'm not making any promises or making it a regular thing, but I don't know. People want me to do more of it. So
yeah, no, it was nice to see you on Twitch.
People like to see drunk streamers.
Yeah, people do like to see drunk streamers. I mean, Yeti does it a lot, and Heinzie does it like every single stream. I mean, he has a redemption where it forces not just him but his guests to drink as well. The amount of times I've turned up for Jedi Academy and people that were on the previous night on Heinzie's stream have come up and it's like, oh God, yeah, I was on Heinzie's stream last night. It's like, don't talk too loud. Yeah. So yeah.
Next day billing.
Some of the best streams are when people are getting hammered.
So yeah, they probably handle it a little better than I do. I'm not used to being under the influence.
Some people are, some people aren't. Some people can handle their liquor.
But we do have to pay homage to the original drunk streamer, Urzatron.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I can't live up to that.
Oh yeah, no. Such interesting beers, you know. What I think the Bantha stuff. The night that he first got broke, I think he was drinking some
Bantha fodder and Corellian ale.
Yeah, that was it. He was on the Corellian ale the first time he got broke, because I remember watching that, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, he's drunk. You're gonna break him. And everyone's like, break him. He's drunk. Break." Yeah. So, but yeah, no, those streams are so yeah. So you can, I don't know, it sometimes it can loosen people up, like you said, you have a propensity to be a little bit camera shy, but you know that I imagine that probably all disappeared after a couple of swift ones.
It was kind of fun just to act like an idiot for once.
Let loose.
Okay, let me say intentionally act like an idiot for once.
All right, Bulldog. For those who don't know, we're going to touch on this and we're going to move on from it, okay? Bulldog was the one, what was it, a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
So about a year and a half ago, he is the one who exposed to the greater community the fact that people were cheating their ass off in Grand Arena.
Yeah, it was the flaw. He exposed a flaw, a serious flaw in the game.
So, and he was a huge account. Since then, that account has gone away. There, now we're past it. Bulldog, tell people about what your current account is at.
So my current account is, let's see, it went live in Arena after a little bit of a horde in, I think, February. It's at about 2.6 million GP. And it's kind of stopped growing a little bit because I was spending quite a bit on it. I've kind of stopped doing that, but I was trying to get back a bunch of characters just to kind of test things with. I developed it specifically for Grand Arena to try and do well in Grand Arena. I've caught a little bit of heat for that because people criticize me for making my matches too easy. So I've gotten a little heat heat for that. But the goal is to do well in Grand Arena, have some more characters to test. And well, the Grand Arena part's going pretty well so far.
Okay, I'm going to touch on that in twofold. First off, don't take heat from anybody for making your roster slim and fit. Okay? I mean, you've seen my response to people complaining about that.
Oh, I mean, criticism doesn't bother me after going through the whole cheating thing. I mean, I would have got death threats on that. Nothing's going to be as worse as all of that stuff.
Oh my God.
No, nothing.
You didn't cheat. There is breaking the terms of conditions, which you did. You did not use that to gain an unfair advantage. Okay? Cheating infers some form of deception. I defended you on this back when it originally happened. You broke the terms of service. You did not cheat. You did it live, for goodness sake. You broadcast breaking the terms of condition and not taking advantage of it. You deliberately lost to your opponent. So when people say you cheated, clearly they didn't bother watching the video. So you should never, ever, ever admit that you cheated. You didn't. You broke the terms of service. You did not cheat. You did not take advantage of your breach. So yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into this account, though. Ever since, I mean, we run the show GA Center, as some know, and we pretty much picked it up right when you started to get serious about Grand Arena with your current account.
Yeah, you started.
You are currently, Bulldog. Let me look it up here. Yes, you are currently undefeated for 5 months.
The only competitor who is undefeated.
We have 6 months in a Grand Arena Center championship. Do you think that the end of next month, you've got 5v5 ahead of you? Are you going to be the only person to go 72-0?
That I would hope so. I've got to think there's a very good chance. Because of the way I built my roster, most of my matches are not even close. That I could probably literally auto through a lot of them, just because my roster gives me such a huge advantage. I've diversified it out so much that I'm starting kind of to push things. So for a while, like I had gas in Division 5, and very few people had that. Got a 7-star negotiator. Very few people had that. But I'm starting to get up there high enough where, okay, more people are having the negotiator. I don't really have a second fleet, so I'm pushing too far where I kind of need to develop a second fleet. So I'm worried I'm going to get a little too far ahead there. And then we're starting to get where, okay, more people have gas, more people. I'm getting to where I could possibly start to see some. I mean, there are some new players who go directly for a Galactic Legend, and they'll have a Galactic Legend with not much else. And I'm getting to the point where, okay, if I see a Galactic Legend, I'm pretty much screwed. So it's going to depend on how the matchups go, but the odds are in my favor.
It'd be a nice record to set in our first season, put it that way, because then you will have set a record that nobody can break. Because, you know, we were right back at the beginning of the season. We're like, oh, well, we'll have to have an award at the end of the season for the person with the least amount of defeats. You know, thinking somebody might go, 60-12 or, 65-7, something like that. I was not expecting a competitor to be undefeated at this point in the season. I really, really wasn't. And we've only got a couple people that are close to that. I mean, there's only one other competitor that comes close to you, and that's a Div 1 competitor, and that's Bitcoin. And he's only lost to his girlfriend.
He lost twice.
Yeah, he's lost twice, but he didn't. His account lost. He had an injury, and he had a friend sub him for that round, and that friend lost that round for him.
So you're saying he broke terms of service by having someone else play his account? I think he should be banned.
He should be banned. You ban him. Yeah. Don't tell Hellenix that. He's been itching to drop a banhammer on somebody recently. But yeah, no. So and I can imagine him doing some damage. I can imagine him doing some damage and giving you a run for your money in an undefeated run contest, because next season he's going to have 3 GLs. So yeah. I think, we got some new names, we got some new faces that are going to be coming in. Maybe not necessarily in your division. Maybe not necessarily in your division. But you're going to be competing with the likes of next season. You're going to be competing with the likes of Vendetta and Bomber Fett. So, and they're good. They're good competitors. So. You're going to need to keep a tight rein on that roster. That's for sure. Don't go too loosey loose.
So
we'll find out if jinxes are real here in this.
Yes, we'll find out if jinxes are real. Yes.
Bulldog, what's the 1205 stand for?
It's a date, actually. That's all I'm going to say. It's a date.
Is it your birthday?
It's not my birthday.
Oh, okay. Is it your ATM pin?
Is it your pin number?
Yes, you found my pin. Now you just have to find my card.
Okay, excellent. I hope that we are recording this on December 4th right now. We hope whatever it is that it's a happy memory. Congratulations on the anniversary of this happy memory.
So it's actually December 2005 is what it originated from. It's not actually the date.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So it's not a day and a month. It's a month and a year. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I get that.
Usually my name everywhere was just. I actually can't even remember what it was before this. But that one was taken and then had to add like a bunch of different letters. So that was the combination I found that. Was it like on Xbox or whatever it was when I was creating my name that whatever combination of letters actually worked. So it wasn't.
That's how I did. That's kind of how I did mine in a way, because I had when I went to go create my Xbox handle, Storm and Mormon was already taken. So I went and I took Storm and Mormon V2. Because there's a second version.
Exactly.
All right. What other
channel.
games? I know that you do other content creation. I know you were accepted into the Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed Creator Program that Llama and I are both a part of as well. How's that going?
I was accepted into that, and I have done basically nothing with it because I've kind of abandoned that game. So
any particular reason?
There's nothing happening there. There's nothing to do. They had I kind of had some disagreements with the previous development team. I was actually the one pushing for this creator program from the very beginning. I kind of talked to some of them.
I in the background. I was talking to Abo and all them. Yeah.
So in there was I was pushing for test accounts was another big thing, to try and be able to do videos and that type of thing. And so I originally created a different YouTube channel for that, because if anybody's ever tried to do multiple games on YouTube, their algorithm is absolutely terrible. And they will base so many views come from YouTube recommending your videos to other people. And YouTube recommends your videos based on how recent videos have done. So when I post a Lego video on my channel, it doesn't do that well because most of my subscribers are Star Wars. So it sees a low click-through rate, that type of thing. So not only does that hurt that video, but then that hurts all the next video, even Star Wars videos that I post after that.
Right.
So putting Lego on my channel kind of hurt it a little bit. So I started the second channel that I was intending to do that. And the devs convinced me to go back and put those videos on my main channel, saying that they would give me early access to stuff. They would kind of feature it on their Facebook page and all this stuff to help grow that channel, and basically in exchange for me putting these videos out for the Star Wars viewers that I get and all that type of thing, and they never did that.
I thought they did. I thought I saw one from you on the Facebook page.
At least not that I ever knew. None of my Lego videos really did all that great.
Oh,
but like they promised, like, and then they had and the creator
was
program.
Was that doing it on your main channel, or was it the one that you created separately for Lego?
Say that again.
The videos that weren't getting the views were they the ones you put on your main channel, or were they videos you put on the separate channel that you created for Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed?
Well, neither of them were really getting a ton of views, just because the game isn't all that popular. I mean, there's just not. And I mean, compared to I post a Star Wars video, it's probably going to get 2,000 or 3,000 views. The Lego videos are getting 300 or 400. So, I mean, nothing like the Star Wars were. But then they had their tiers of the content creator program, and like I was in I can't remember what the tier was called, but the one I was in, I was supposed to be getting content 48 hours early so I could make videos and stuff, and they never did any of that. And then now that we've got a whole new dev team. So.
Now it's a whole new dev team, and we don't know what's going on with that. And
right.
now I'm going to leave it at that on that point.
So I'm still paying attention to what's going on. If I'm happy with what they're doing, and I'm willing to get back into it.
Yeah.
But I'm not at the moment. I haven't logged in the game in a month, so at the moment I'm just kind of hanging out.
So we are running short on time here because we also do have the new episode of Helly and the Noob coming up. What do you have coming up on your channel?
There's not a lot necessarily planned. I'm wanting to do some stuff with Gideon. There's some interesting things here that I'm trying to play around with, trying to find people to test some things, we found some things that we might be able to exploit some things. And, you guys know how I like to break the game. We found some things that we might be able to take.
Well, we all know how you like to break the game, but you have to do it within the rules this time, Bulldog. Come on.
I can't promise I won't get Gideon nerfed.
Oh, I wanted to. When are you gonna do Family Feud again? And who are you gonna do? Because I genuinely think you need to do a Family Feud with the Castaways versus the Gambit crew.
Well, I'm up to it. I don't necessarily have a plan at the moment. Got sidetracked with too much. There was a lot of Galactic Legend content. There's a bunch of other. I'm so far behind on videos that I don't know.
We need to go after. I need to face Nav and Mothma again. I mean that guy is he's my spirit animal.
It's when I work 50 hours a week with 2 kids, the videos just kind of whenever I get to them, and I fall behind quite a bit. So it's I do want to do some more videos, but I don't know when they're coming.
Navin says Jeopardy. Jeopardy would also be fun. All right, but then would have to be individual competitors, which would be a very neat thing to do. How do people find you, Bulldog?
So I am on YouTube and Twitch under the name Bulldog1205. Mainly YouTube. That's my big platform. So check me out there.
All right. So yeah, check him out on YouTube. He does have his Twitch channel as well. Both of those links we have in the live chat on our Twitch replay. Underneath, if you're listening to this on the podcast or watching the replay on YouTube, the YouTube link for his channel is listed below. Any final questions for him, Neil?
No, just don't trip over in your last month, mate. 72-0.
If you want to see me drunk, it will only be on the Twitch stream.
Do your last week. Do your last week.
If I'm 71-0, do I need a drink for 72-0?
Make it interesting, yeah.
And I believe one of your followers, Mario Run Noob, just followed us, putting us 2 followers away from the magical number of 800. Thank you very much for that, Mario Run Noob. Bulldog, thank you very much for coming on the show. Let's do this again. Not too far in the distant future.
Yeah,
let's
not
do
95 episodes. Let's make sure it's a lot shorter than 95 episodes.
Anytime you want. I'm here.
All right. So, guys, stick around. A new episode of Helly and the Noob, and then Patreon's Choice, where we will answer questions from our Patreons and also those who redeem fourth segment question in channel points on the site or on the Twitch live chat. We'll see you guys after these messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
This is Micaeus, and I assure your privacy and confidentiality when using my remodding services.
G'day legends, this is Heinzie. Did you know Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier modding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will remod your roster from top to bottom with continuous consultation with where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and he has tons of additional services available as well, like a full cleanup of your mods, PvP plans, and lots more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord, all in lowercase guys, Micaeas 0127. That's Micaeas number 0127, or hit up micaeusmods@gmail.com. I fully endorse Micaeus Modding Mayhem, and you will too. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast and the Escape Podcastaways network.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
I'm never gonna get this done. So much to do. In so little time. What?
There you are.
I've been here the entire time, noob. Feedback. Oh. Wait. I totally get it now, huh? I can see how repeatedly calling out someone's name can get super annoying, especially if done every single time you're searching for him. I guess a bucket of bolts is right to claim it's infuriating. Who'da thunk it?
Wait, what was that?
Nothing, noob. What you need, droid?
I was just wondering, did you see my latest post on Bluebird?
Come on, noob. You know that I don't peruse any of that waste-of-time nonsense. Why do you keep messing with these social media apps? I keep telling you, it will fry your logic circuits.
But I would really appreciate it if you could...
Log in.
To help me do something, Linux?
Oh, geez, here we go. Okay, noob, I'll bite. What's the problem this time, noob? And how will my logging into a social media app help anything?
Well, you see, I'm trying to get my selfie to...
Go viral. Seriously?
And if I can accomplish this, it may help us...
Gain notoriety. Oh, jeez.
If that could start increasing traffic to...
Our content. Noob?
Yes, Linux?
Go away. I'm busy.
But...
No buts about it, mister.
I was just trying to be...
helpful for the holidays.
And show us doing a good deed.
What good deed, noob? We're out in the middle of nowhere minding our own business and barely interacting with anyone. Wait a second. What exactly were you doing when you took that selfie?
Holding a can of beans?
You mean The one single can of beans we've had sitting on the shelf in the cupboard for the past 6 months?
Yes?
And what exactly did you type into the caption?
Only that Christmas time is the time of giving, so everyone should give whatever they can to help the less fortunate.
And did you actually donate our one can of beans, noob?
No.
Meatbag.
You know, I could have sworn I've told you this 1,000 times, newbie. We do good deeds for the sake of doing them, not for any virtue-signaling HoloNet points.
But...
Look, you can't post a selfie holding a can of beans, alluding that you donated said can of beans to a charity if you haven't actually done so.
But...
No buts. And you know what? Beings that I know you love these so much.
Please, no.
You guessed it. I got a short PSA that can help you understand, bud.
Somebody please disconnect my power supply.
This PSA is brought to you by Hellenics.
Shameless self-promotion.
And the 2020 Christmas holiday season.
Happy Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa Life of Festivusaka.
False altruism during the holidays. What is it? Why is it happening? And who stands to benefit? In this SWGOH PSA, we will explore truly altruistic behavior during the holidays and the many myths that surround it. During the holidays, many people donate to charities, either by donating items like food, clothing, or toys, or volunteering their time to help those most in need. Engaging in these acts can be a great way for all of us to give what we can, thereby making the world a slightly better place. This not only helps those in need, but it also makes us feel a tiny little bit better ourselves. Giving is truly altruistic. Unfortunately, some folks make posts on various social media sites, like Facebook and Twitter, announcing how virtuous they are due to their holiday season charitable giving. Whether these folks did or did not actually make a charitable contribution, the act of announcing the good deed to the world is not very tactful. If you ask me, and I just did, it makes one look shameful. And while I admire shameless self-promotion, I do not encourage shameful, false altruism. Today we will try to navigate these muddy waters and determine what's a good deed, and more importantly, what's a blatant virtue signal, and what could be done about it by you, the cherished listener and viewer. We've all seen it. Some twit on Twitter makes a post about how they can't believe more people don't support some international charity, especially during the holidays.
How dare you!
While many of us that can give quietly go about our holidays giving what we can, where we can, and how we can, these folks seem to care more about their internet clout and making themselves look good. Sadly, sometimes these selfish don't even practice what they preach and donate nothing at all during these devastating economic times. Frankly, these people make me sick. Seriously, everyone, listen up. This holiday season, I'm asking each of you to do me a solid. Each of you can do this easily, regardless of how much disposable income you have, or even how much free time you have. Your December Hellion the Noob homework assignment is, do at least one good deed this December, and tell no one that you did it. It could be something small, like donating one can of beans to your local soup kitchen, or volunteering for an hour at said soup kitchen, serving food to the needy. Of course, it could definitely be something much bigger and bolder if you'd like, for sure. I know many of you already do these things. What I'm asking all of you is to do just one of these charitable acts without mentioning it publicly anywhere. Not a word to anyone, not even me. This year, do it just for the sake of doing it, and not for the sake of the pat on the back, the tax write-off, or the internet brownie points you'll receive. Do it just to make the galaxy a better place. I promise it will do wonders for your soul. and I promise to do the same myself as well. Will you make the same promise? No telling. Not even in this chat. Just do. And together, we can change the world without requiring anything in return. This has been Hellenix.
# shameless self-promotion.
For the Hellenix SWGOH YouTube channel. And doing good. Just for the sake of it. Oh, and Merry Christmas, everyone. No, I will not be doing a joke at the end of this one. I'm trying to be serious for once. So do you see now, noob? Wasn't that PSA helpful? Noob.
Yes, Hellenix.
Look.
This PSA was actually helpful.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes, Hellenix. Really. I'm gonna delete the post and try to just find something good to do for someone not as well off as us. Maybe I could try repairing
TTC-14.
Like we said we'd do at the end of season 1.
You know, that sounds like a very nice idea, noob. And, newbie?
Yes, Hellenix?
I'm proud of you, bud.
Thanks, Hellenix.
One more thing before we go, noob.
Yes, Hellenix.
Don't forget to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday Season.
Right. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all our wonderful listeners, viewers, and all of you
Wonderful meat bags
out there.
From everyone here at the Shameless Self-Promotion Studios and all the tunes aboard the Argo and Space Swallow and everyone involved with the Escape Pod cast, may the Force be with all of us in 2021.
And beyond.
We're gonna need it.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fourth and final segment of the show. It's The Bridge, where we do Patreon's Choice. You get to ask me tough questions, and maybe I get to go full anarchist.
Neil,
yeah?
Don't go full anarchist.
You don't go full anarchist, man.
All right. I just want to first, before we get into all of this, if you are a sub, we will be doing a Mandalorian reaction watch party for this week's episode tonight at 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We're waiting for Geek Girl to get off work, so it will be you, me, Thaddeus, and Geek Girl all together like we do for Talking Mando. Watching the background.
Yeah, it's an after show watch party, basically.
Yep.
It's an after show watch party.
If you are a sub on Twitch, you can watch along to our reactions, not the actual show, our reactions, and you can watch it with us and have fun with that. Now, really quick, I want to thank everybody who's supported the show. A lot of people have supported the show today. And it kind of broke me a little bit here. JJ Manners subscribing, Hellenix with a nickel, JJ Manners giving out a gift sub, Frankie with a subscription, Rand B with 20 bits, Plasma with 12, Frankie with 1,000. Then we had a bunch of people rating and following. I'll get to those in just a second. JJ with another gift sub. Boulder Doobie and Dickie Darkside both subscribing. Dr. Zeppers with 100. JJ with 200 more. Wolf with 100 more. Hellenix with 3 more nickels. JJ Manners giving out a gift sub. And then Ray Rock coming in subscribing. Dr. Zeppers coming in subscribing. And then Dr. Zeppers threw a penny at Hellenix's head during the PSA, and then 24 more just now, and then Real Going Nerdy with 4 nickels. Thank you all of that. Navin Mothma, Neil, you're being funny in the chat saying that this is the bridge of the Millennial Fulcrum. Navin Mothma is the one who gave us the Millennial Fulcrum background.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching live on Twitch, thank you to Navin Mothma. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Navin. You are a great supporter of this show, and everything that you're dealing with, we are here for you. Just say the word. Also, I also want to acknowledge the people that have followed just recently. Walu. We had Mary J. Jay, thank you for following. We had Chaos Pillar. 17 T-17, thank you for the follow. Mario Run Noob, thank you for the follow. And Riverboy 12, thank you for the follow. We are literally one away from having 800 followers here on Twitch. It means so much that you guys got us to this point. And thank you, Geek Girl, for the 245 bits and JJ Manners for the penny. He tossed a coin to the Greek Witcher.
Toss a sub to your streamer.
All right. Here we go. Walter White, longtime Patreon, says, how do you currently rank all the GLs in the game? This is the Patreon's choice section.
Well, it's probably I mean, it's going to be Slacker number 1, GL Ray, and then Luke and Palpatine. I'd say, just because of the versatility and the usability of those characters, not just in Squad Arena, but in GAC and in Territory Wars and in Territory Battles, and obviously the big one, Heroic Sith Raid. You cannot do with the other GLs what you can do with Slacker in the Heroic Sith Raid.
So, yeah, Slacker for PvE overall, oh my gosh, yes. He is my number 1. My number 2, because of the fun that you can use to break other teams, Palpatine comes in at my number 2. Number 3 is going to be Rey. Rey can beat other GLs with the right support loadout. And finally, Luke. And I'm not saying Luke is a bad character. I'm saying that Luke is the lesser of the 4, but he does so well that I have to acknowledge that he's only 4th because the other 3 are just that much more with an edge, not that he sucks. So,
next,
what Mando character not yet in the game do you want in the game? I think Ahsoka, of the ones we've seen, I think Ahsoka Tano is the answer to that.
Yeah, Ahsoka Tano, definitely. That works for me. Or the Michael Biehn character, because I'm a big Michael Biehn fan. I know it was a small part, but I still, I like the actor, so
All right, JJ Manners sends us 4. Now the impact of less shards for gear farming by not increasing the fleet, cantina, etc. store shard values. Will they increase our rewards to compensate, or have we just been robbed of half our farming currency permanently? So as far as the fleet, so fleet are on original recipe shard, not the extra crispy shard shop currency schedule. So it's fine. I think that it's fine. The gear itself, they didn't touch. You still farm at the same rate. The only thing that has been changed is drop rates, which, as I've mentioned before, it increases how fast people inflate their roster, which destroys Grand Arena Championships. That's my thoughts. Number 2, your thoughts, Neil. Before
I think CG will address it next year. I think that they'll do it. I think they'll do it with certain. I think that they'll do the exact same thing with Fleet. I do. I think that they'll do the same thing. I think that they'll, double the amount of shards that you get. I just don't think that they'll address it until next year.
All right. What was the coolest Star Wars inspired food you have ever seen? For me, it was the blue milk at Galaxy's Edge. It's a smoothie. It's a raspberry smoothie at Galaxy's Edge.
I don't know. I've never really eaten any Star Wars. Oh, actually, no. There was. You know how they do that. You know how they do the tin spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do remember. As a child, as a kid, in the mid '80s, getting Star Wars shaped spaghetti shapes in a tin. I do remember that. Yes.
There you go, SpaghettiOs.
Well, obviously they weren't SpaghettiOs; they were Star Wars shaped SpaghettiOs.
I know, but for those who are here, like just like saying Band-Aid or Velcro,
mm-hmm.
Those are company names for that. Yes. All right. What was your favorite Star Wars toy from your childhood? My collection of prequel Pepsi Coke cans.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was my Jabba the Hutt. I had a Jabba the Hutt with and he was sat on top of the trap, the Rancor trapdoor.
All right. And finally, JJ Manners' last question. Should I wear the blue shirt or the light blue shirt?
Blue.
See, I'm going to go light blue. Now you got to choose for yourself, JJ. I'm sorry. All right. Geek Girl, what's a decision that was extremely difficult to make but completely changed your life? Changing jobs during COVID. It's completely changed my life. A lot of people have already mentioned in private how today's show has felt different. I agree.
Leaving the army.
Okay. I guess that kind of leads in here. What's a decision that you made you wish you had taken the other path on?
Oh no, this is an easy one for me. Back in 2008, I was a project manager, and one of my best friends and we worked for the same company, and we were headhunted by another company, EADS. Now, the only way that we could go for the interview was if we bunked off work. And he was like, sod it, I'm bunking off work and going for this interview. And I decided not to do it. He went and worked for EADS and did the exact same job for more money and more job security. I ended up staying for my company. And 12 months later, that company then went into voluntary insolvency. And yeah. So that one decision, if I just bunked off work the same day as him and we'd both gone to the interview, we were told if we went to the interview, we would get the job. It was as simple as that. They were trying to poach project managers from one company to the other. So,
but you know what that tells me, Neil?
What?
That tells me you're loyal.
Well, yeah, that was it. I didn't, I wasn't. I'm not a skiver. I really am. I'm not a skiver. If I'm not sick, I'm not going to take a sick day. It's as simple as that. I can count on one hand how many sick days I took off between 2005 and 2008. Literally, I took less than 5 sick days. I was sick less than 5 days in that 3-year period.
Yeah. Zaz says that he finally got enough chance to listen. He's been listening to the start, but finally got a moment to slow down enough to chat. Hello, Zaz. I hope you like your new name. All right. We have one more question that came from Geek Girl, unless there's been more put in there. Make some book recommendations. So sci-fi, fantasy, history, or philosophy, and the book that changed your life. Wow.
For me, a book that changed my life was Universally Preferable Behavior. It's a philosophy book. It's a book on how we can achieve a moral and ethical society from a secular point of view. Really good philosophy book. Helped me go. That book helped me go full anarchist.
You never go full anarchist.
I always go. I haven't gone full anarchist for a very for many years. So yeah.
All right. So sci-fi fantasy. I mean, honestly, Star Wars canon and extended universe, old canon, new canon, doesn't matter. Even the bad ones are good.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that Kathy Tyer's Truce at Baccarat, which was the first extended universe book that I read, and that was, I'm going to say 19 94. I went to the shop, saw it, thought, what the hell? I didn't realize there were more Star Wars stories. Bought it, I read it, and I didn't put it down. As soon as I started, I literally, I bought it, I got home, I sat down, and I read it cover to cover without putting it down. And then the very next day, I went out and bought 3 more Star Wars books, and I read 12 of the books in a week. I just could not put them down. But that one book, Truce at Back, and it's not even the best extended universe book. It really, really isn't. But that made me. It just made me thirst for, I didn't realize it. And, I'd go to my local bookstop and there was just a shelf, just a massive shelf with all these Star Wars books. And I'm like, wow, why did I not know this? So, yeah.
So, so I made the sci-fi fantasy one there. History or philosophy, not really my bag to read. I'll watch documentaries for history.
I do. I mean, you not read any history books?
Not really.
No, I've read.
I'm being honest here. Not really.
I've read a couple. I read one interesting one I read was Margaret Thatcher, the Downing Street years. That was interesting. That was really, really interesting. That woman. A lot of people, she was the Iron. Her nickname was the Iron Lady, and everybody was like, right. It's her way or the highway. But if you read the book, you realize how much she relied on her husband, Dennis Thatcher, for, advice and just they really, really were, you kind of like, yeah. So that was a good historical biography, I must admit.
All right. And the book that changed your life, and I'm going to say this not because it changed my life, like, oh my God, I had an epiphany or it inspired me to do something. But the fact that I sat down and started to read the Harry Potter novels. If it wasn't for the Harry Potter novels, I wouldn't connect that well with my wife, and my wife is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets changed my life.
Oh no, those books are. You have no idea how much grief I was in the army when I read those books. I was in theatre. I was in I was in Bosnia. I was in Bosnia. It was 2001. I was in Bosnia in 2001. And when you're in theatre, there's nothing. There's no TV. This was before mobile phones, before the internet. You could go on the internet and email, but it was either listen to the radio, watch DVDs, or play PlayStation 2, or you read a book. And the library was I'm not kidding you, the library at Banja Luka Metal Factory in Bosnia was a box of books. That was it. It was just a cardboard box with books, and that was our library. And I rifled through it while playing the PlayStation 2, and I was like, oh, hang on, Harry Potter. People have talked about that. They've said it's really, really good. So the first 3 books were there. I took them back to my pit, and I read them all back to back. Took me a week, but I was like, right, okay, this is awesome.
See, I can't read that fast. I can't read that fast at all.
If the book is good, if a book is really, really good, I can read it in one sitting. But I need a solid 8 hours. My love for Harry Potter, and the embarrassment that I suffered as the result of being a Harry Potter fan in the army. The Order of the Phoenix. I was there in the queue outside W.H. Smith's midnight, waiting in a queue, and basically it was, I looked one way, I looked the other way, and it was just kids dressed as wizards all over the place.
Here's my question for you. We got one more question after this. I'm actually throwing a question in there. Okay. I myself am a Slytherin. Neil, what house are you?
Gryffindor all the way, baby.
Okay. Thad asks, do you believe in aliens, Neil?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay, do you have proof of said aliens? I think he's pointing out, I think he's making a reference to what you said at the beginning of Bulldog's stream.
Yeah, I mean, there is such a thing called as the Fermi Paradox. So it has it open. Is there evidence? I would say that there is evidence. There is evidence.
When applied correctly, there's evidence.
There is evidence. When you look at the evidence that has been put out there. We just haven't had, until a flying saucer lands, in front of the White House on its lawn, people aren't going to be, oh, aliens exist.
Hey, this is 2020, and there are still, there's still 27 days left in it. Don't count it out just yet. Any parting words, Neil?
Tip your waiters. Tip your waiters and your waitresses.
Yeah, please take care of them. They, especially around this time of season and with all the reduced capacity, take care of your servers and waitresses. That's a good one, Neil. I appreciate that. All right, guys, we are going to cut it here. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are a subscriber, we will be returning in 2 hours for the reaction watch party to the latest episode of Mando. If you're a Patreon, go to the after show. We'll see you in the after show here. It's if you're not a subscriber or not a Patreon, stick around because we are going to raid somebody that's streaming. And have you guys support them as well. Thank you for getting us almost to 800. Maybe we'll hit it this weekend. Who knows? Any last parting words, Neil?
No, I'm good, mate.
All right. Please protect those that you love. Wear a mask. Be nice to each other, damn it. And we'll see you next week on the Escape Podcast. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuit. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.